Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion is never gonna lose a game of the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus ever again. So far so good. We got 3 wins in a row. That's a start, baby. I don't know why I said it like that. Z-A-G-E-A-Q-P-P. I don't know why I said that like that either. Poor speed, poor rate of fire, slightly below average damage, bad luck. Jumper cables and the game kid. This is, I mean, certainly, please, a substantially worse start than we had yesterday. It's not necessarily as bad as it looks, though. I mean, it is worse in actually maybe literally every single category, including luck, by like 0.18 or something, but it's not unsurvivable. It's just a good example of how, you know, Eden runs can go a little snaky in some situations. Yeah, actually, that's a huge get for us there. Damage, speed, now functional. Rate of fire, still pretty bad, but, you know, there's room to grow there. That was like an ideal item to get there. There was no need to mess about with a reroll machine when you get an all-stats upgrade. There was a time where, like, you know, all-stats upgrades, it's the ancient era of pre-Afterbirth, but, or maybe even pre, like, non-Flash Isaac. But, they used to be, like, among the best items in the game. Now Magic Mush is, absolutely, but the other, all-stats upgrades sort of relegated to that, like, high B tier, low A tier. Either way, very happy with where we're at here. This is a badly designed room, and, let me tell you about why in 10,000 words or less. No, I'm not gonna go off on a rant. It's just a very, very difficult... Like, this room is determined by your stats. If you have average stats or above, you got a reasonable chance to make it out of this hellhole. If your stats are bad, you might just eat it. And not in, like, a, you know, Michael Jackson sort of way, you know? As a reference to beat it, not a reference to some other habits. I don't know. Isn't he the guy who died of, a cheese overdose? I might be mistaken. It's been a while. 2009. 10 years behind me. Well, 14 cents in a bomb. We're starting to pull into some decent statistical categories here. Here's like my ideal line. You know when you play like fantasy football, you're like, well, I'm drafted this guy, he's good for this many points. You know, you're constructing your own perfect world in your head. The dream world, if you will. The sunken place. My dream is that we get a tiers upgrade from this first boss. Tomo, would you like to enter? Welcome to the room. Enter the Tomo, everybody. He's always so panicked. I feel bad. Like, Tomo. He scratches the door like his life depends on it, when it really doesn't, to the best of my knowledge, at least. We get a tiers upgrade from this boss. Next floor, tier effect from the item room. Deal with the Devil gives us the Mark, the Pact, Death's Touch, Abaddon, Dark Matter. Basically some kind of DPS upgrade. If we can get that, I'm sitting pretty, dude. And as you can see, like, Game Kit is actually pretty good. Look at that. And dude, we got another all-stats upgrade. That's kind of incredible. These are now, and this is not me complaining at all, but like these stats where we're at right now, this is where you'd look at an Eden run and go, oh, that's a great start. Now we do have a problem, and we could have alleviated that problem on the last floor, but it was an oversight. I didn't go to our shop, which is an actual idiotic maneuver because, you know, 5 cents for a spirit heart, market value. What have you done? You fool! That as soon as I did that dodge, I was like, brain, you've done it again, you big idiot. 5 cents for a spirit heart would have been worth something, dude. Smart. Okay, like I said, you don't have to worry. Like, you stop watching the videos. I'm never gonna lose again. So, like, you shouldn't assume that just because I took damage there, anything bad is gonna happen to us, because it's impossible. I told you. We're not gonna lose. It's never gonna happen. So don't get yourself in a tizzy over making mistakes like that, okay? I never lose. I've lost in the past. But I've decided from this point forward, never losing again. So you might as well just accept it. We're sitting pretty. We're in the clear. We're going the distance. You are a fool. That's me talking to myself. I've been using fool a lot lately. It's a weighted insult that's somehow, like, inoffensive and yet hilarious. I think fool is underrated. Does it have a little bit of a, you know, holds up sport kind of connotation to it? Perhaps. Perhaps it does. I think I can kind of dig that about it, though. Ooh, I'm very sorry, Game Kid. The thing is, if we're never gonna lose again, we do have to take the occasional Tammy's head because it's like one of the best items in the game. Now, we rolled the D-Infinity recently. So you might be saying, NL, you should definitely take the D-Infinity. We took it recently. We also took Tammy's head recently, but I digress. What I'm trying to do now is just give myself more charges because I prefer to, like... Tammy's head is great. We'll probably take it from this floor onwards, but I'd like to leave... you know, some kind of... I don't really want to take Brother Bobby, which I believe is our item that we re-rolled the game kit into. And I don't really want to take the D-Infinity, but I'd like to get like a D6 or a D100 or... I don't even know about a D100. Re-rolling 2 all-stats seems kind of dangerous. If it's, you know, just gonna give us this, so be it. I'll see you later. See you next Tuesday. Grab Brother Bobby. Go to the shop. We did, if you want to get technical, if this was a clickbait video, scumbag streamer gets free deal with the devil item. Yeah, but it was Brother Bobby and it wasn't from a deal with the devil. And what do you mean 435,000 views? Okay, dude. Habit. Great choice here. Took off 50% of his HP. Who needs the tick? Ooh. Now, I'm just trying to think, are there any all-stats upgrades we could still get? Yes. If they give us Magic Mush, this is a blessed run. We did not earn that devil deal. As always, I say thank you very much for giving it to me. I had the ability to fly. The goodwill... What happened? Did I literally just miss it, or was it because I was in, like, I was in that awkward, like, in-between period where I just took damage? Either way, that's so stupid, but if that's what you have to do to not lose this game ever again, so be it, dude. So freaking be it. Stats are still climbing up. I feel like an enormous fool. Let me use my own verbiage against myself. I feel like an enormous fool for not, being able to... Let's go. Take the pack there, or the mark, sorry, because it's an incredible item. It's insanely good. And I've whiffed, and I've broken the social contract that I have with my viewers. It's been a bad week for leaving items. Leaving things behind in dead cells, not selling them. I mean, the games have differential backlogs at this point. The Isaac backlog might be like, you know, 3 weeks long. I don't think it is. It's like maybe 10 days, which is fairly normal. I just wanted both of them to pop up, but that's okay. Leaving things behind in dead cells without selling them, hopefully a habit I've nipped in the bud by the time you guys watch this. In a recent Slay the Spire episode, I spent 10 HP getting the Necronomicon, which is an amazing item, and then I accidentally clicked Skip Relic. Still 1 on the daily, by the way, but, you know, it's okay. Yeah, let's take it. We don't have an arcade in all likelihood on this floor. Unless we get one of the independent arcades. You know, the kind where you can play Time Crisis, but it's a loony. Are you kidding me? You guys live in an area where arcades still exist? We have like one arcade in downtown Vancouver. It's called the Playland Arcade, and I think it might also be kind of like a nudie bar? I think it has peep shows, but I'm not 100% sure. I've never been. And then we got a few places that do pinball. We got some upscale places that do pinball, and that is expensive and hilarious. And then we have some real divey places that do pinball, and that is much, much cooler. Kind of place you bring your glass back to the bartender when you want another drink. They're not giving you a fresh one. We don't have the kind of margins for that. Or the kind of margarines for that. It's a butter-driven economy here. Book of Revelations, Book of Revelations. You know me, I like Book of Revelations. Just a little rap I'm trying out. I'm thinking it'll be the new sensation. Do a public reading from the Book of Revelation. Okay, this is just idiotic. Yo, dude, this is like the most high concentrated damage upgrades we've gotten this early on a run. Like, the stats we started with were bad. We're on Caves 1. We have great stats in pretty much every category, luck notwithstanding, but I think I've overrated luck for a long time. I think it's an ancillary stat. Probably go back for that. Ooh, a little light on keys here, so just open this, I think, instead of going to the shop, and it did end up being okay. And then peep this, and the wafer is just incredible. Dude, this is such good luck. This is the kind of, like, it's the second Isaac episode I've recorded today. This is the kind of day that makes you want to record 8 Isaacs. Ooh. Homing Tears would be such an amazing pickup. Like, if we can get Eye of Belial, this is going to be amazing. You know, just a couple of real pleasant runs. We had a little strife at the start. We almost fudged up our deal with the devil as well, but then we're coming out of it smelling like a rose, whether we deserve to or not. Now, let's have a gentle offering here and pick up yet another deal with the devil that we may or may not deserve. You know why we're getting such good luck? It's because I was preordained to leave the pact behind. The game said, well, I'll give you good stuff, but you gotta give me a sacrifice, and there you go. No deal with the devil. Life goes on. We'll head to the next floor. Right on pace for boss rush, and you know, you're only one homing item away from boss rush being a heck of a good time. We're also like, we have a realistic guppy chance. Without a doubt. More spirit hearts, please. Tough luck. A few spiders, though. Good deal with the devil. Chance I'm feeling good. I forget what I was talking about. I was talking about the Book of Revelations. This is like, it feels like we're playing on easy mode accidentally. It's 3 eternal hearts we've gotten so far. Dust them. Not bad. And yet still, you can't tell me nothing. Look at this. My dude, you don't need to use your orbital to deal damage to these guys. They die in 2 hits. Just do it the new-fashioned way. Rush me. Rush me, Jay. Terrible damage. But yet at the same time, I can't be too mad. Okay, grab this key. What am I looking for here? Well, is it too much to ask to just give me an item room brimstone? The kind of thing that's literally never existed? How about magic mush? Alright, I'm wasting bombs for no reason. I'm feeling loose. Happy, but loose. Halo of Flies versus Ares is actually not a really close call, but, you know, depending on your perspective, you might be more invested in taking Ares, which is a speed upgrade at worst. And at only, now that I think about it. Okay, this is actually like where you say to yourself, self, you're being very dumb right now. Did we miss with every single Tammy's headshot? I don't buy it. How about now? There we go. Actually, what I would love to see is 9 volt. And I will absolutely go to the shop. It's not 9 volt. It's a Chaos card, though. The Chaos card is nice. I still think it's, given the frequency with which the Chaos card shows up, which is like, I don't know, this is the first one we've seen in like the last month of episodes, if not longer, to be honest. I can't even remember, unless I've squandered one. It should work against the Void. My personal preference there. I'm putting my own design philosophy in the mouths of the developers. Try not to imagine the body language on that one. I hear a key. And there was indeed a key. But I think it should work. As is right now, we might use it to kill Hush if there's a good reason to go down to the Hush floor. Stop! Look, you're getting annoyed, I'm sure, by the fact that I keep walking into enemies trying to use my orbital. Imagine having to live with this brain on a daily basis. Like, people will tweet criticism as if, like, they're the only ones affected by it. Nah, dude, I'm aware. Imagine being, like, saddled with this brain. We did ask for this item. Imagine being saddled with this brain for the rest of your life. The kind of brain that's like, no matter how much damage you have, the orbital's probably going to be better, so just use that instead. It's a very negative way of thinking. It's a bad... We need to read, like, The Power of Habit or something like that. And break the habit. You know, oh, what are you in rehab for? Drugs, alcohol, cigarettes. How about you? Oh, I'm detoxing from bad Isaac habits. And then this is where I subvert the expectations on the joke and everyone goes, ooh, that's a tough one. You'd like using your orb. I know, the orbital just does so much damage. It feels so good to use it. I like the idea of a bad video game habit rehab. I don't know if I can make it work. Like, if I had a sketch comedy show, that'd be one of the ones. You know, we gotta fill an hour of content a week. Throw that on in, like, minute 47 when most people are asleep. Like SNL, you know? If you never watched Saturday Night Live, at least, you know, when I was watching it in the early, mid-2000s, there was, like, a formula. Starts with an impression, because it gets everybody going. You know, is it Will Ferrell playing George Bush or something like that? Daryl Hammond playing Bill Clinton. Anyway, basically somebody playing the current president of the United States, and then at the end of that sketch they go, live from New York, it's Saturday night, and musical guest, Lil Xan, and then, I don't know if Lil Xan has ever played SNL, because it's all politics, you know? After that, you know, they probably have, like, a sketch that's, you know, it's got a chance of being good, and then they front-load the show, and then they have the first musical guest, or the musical guests play their first bit, and then after that, the quality of sketches, you know, let's just say politely, it gets into avant-garde territory. You're a living thing, and not just a glitch on my screen. It's where they have sketches like, what if a Venus fly, you know, like a Venus flytrap? Well, what if there was a Saturn flytrap? And I gotta imagine Lorne Michaels is just like, hey, it's, you know, 12:34 a.m. local time, let's give it a shot. People, they'll have a little bit of wiggle room on this one. What if there was a Mars flytrap? What if women were Venus flytraps and men were Mars flytraps? I'm gonna throw some bombs down here. We started to, I wouldn't say stall as like a negative, but we're starting to slow down relative to the floors that we're getting into. We're still right on pace for boss rush. Really eager, if possible, snag a deal with the devil. Which we don't necessarily, like, I wouldn't necessarily say we've earned it, but we'd like to see it. Let's go. Let's go. Fair enough. Heading downwards. Ruko, what do you think? We still got what I would... Oh, I like this. Anytime you're going this quickly, I still think we gotta consider that we got like a pretty A-tier run, but it could go wrong. Joker. It's not the Joker. Scissors. It's probably better. It depends on the bosses you fight, but it might be better than Bob's Creep, which we're essentially like not using at all. What I wouldn't give her a little luck and Gimpy. But hey, growth hormones, also incredible. Just hold Chaos card. Can't see where we're going, but that's a relatively, like, undamaging curse for us. Ooh, I see a tinted rock. Small rock, please. We can afford... let's try this. Wow, that was a very roundabout way for the game to give me the middle finger in digital format. Oh, the scissors, of course. Oh, now you know. This is when you start to feel like you might be a little doomed. When you use Tammy's head and enemies take the shot in the face, but none of them die. I think as long as we tighten up, you know, it's just like we had a strong harvest, and now, you know, the granary's looking a little thin as we come to an unprecedentedly, thank you, quiet sort of winter season here. Couple more mouths to feed. I don't know if this is a reference to like Banish, the city building game, or The Walking Dead. I didn't say it. I was gonna say a word that rhymes with city, but has a certain fecal nature to the the phrase. Please. What do I want out of this card? I want the card to be a rune, and I want the rune to be Dagaz. What are the odds of... Let's run it through. How on earth could that even take place? Justice drops a sack, turns into a rune. Nah, not even close. That's fine. It's kind of a ridiculous ask. That's the one where, like, people would genuinely... They would build you, like, an ashram. If it turns out that you got that one right. So, you know, maybe it's for the best. That seems like a lot of work. I'm fine with my predictions going wrong. So I gotta be honest, I don't think this is a controversial thing to say, okay? But Nostradamus, you know, he's like full of garbage, right? He's not... He didn't actually know how to predict the future. He made some predictions about the future that may have, through a vague interpretation, become true. I will go back for that. But it's not like he could prognosticate the future. But I don't know, was Nostradamus respected, like, during... during his lifetime? Because, like, I can't imagine... Like, I gotta be honest, sometimes it doesn't keep me awake at night because I know that I'm singularly talented, probably the most talented person on planet Earth. I think, dude, the trinkets are getting out of control here. But sometimes I think, like, you know, I'm reasonably entertaining, I'd like to think at least. Or, you know, I try to be funny, and usually that fails, but even that can be funny enough in its own sense, you know? What if I just wake up one day and I stop being funny? And there's a good joke here, which is, don't worry about it, you never were funny. That joke is the second best joke there. The best joke would be, oh, it actually happened to you in 2015. See, that would shake me to my core. Take the Hermit and see if you can make this happen here. I really doubt it, but... yeah, it's not gonna work. Grab this, Hermit in. Grab this. Huge growth is irrelevant here, but we'll take the Bible for Bookworm. And I'll buy the Spirit Art because I'm a little frightened. And then we'll come back and grab the Chaos card, go to the boss fight. No boss rush, that's okay. Secret room? But yeah, you know, what if I wake up and I'm no longer funny? Something that, you know, it's something worth thinking about. That's why I make an effort to be entertaining. But imagine if you're Nostradamus, and you know that you're full of trash, but you make, or maybe he was convinced that he wasn't, and he had utmost confidence in himself or something like that, but you wake up one day, make a prediction, 2 years later the prediction comes true, you're like, oh crap. The odds of getting it once was low. The odds of getting it twice are like infinitesimal. That's a lot of pressure on you, you know? I really feel bad for the con artist. I don't know if he's a con artist. I don't know anything about Nostradamus except National Enquirer's favorite philosopher. I don't think we should take Betrayal. I don't think there's a great reason not to take it, because we have a surplus of HP, but I definitely don't think there's a great reason to take it either. So we got a little bit stronger on that floor, but we continue to kind of putter around. Still lacking like a killer transformation or power here right now. Guppy would change things. Store credit's not worth too much. Guppy would definitely change things. Remember, we're getting item rooms down here. It might be a little bit biased. Didn't hear anything drop. Based on, like, you know, the last couple of floors, but I wouldn't mind getting black candles so I could not have curse of it's cloudy out so the GPS doesn't work right. Does that happen everywhere? Because it definitely happens in Vancouver. Like, there'll be sometimes, you know, we turn onto a street, we know where we're going, but we have the GPS on as a background sort of thing, just in case we, you know, have to take a detour. And then it's like, turn right on the Blah Street. And we're like, we're already on Blah Street, and we've been on it for like 5 minutes. And then we look at the map, and it's got us like all over. Oh my lord. It's got us all over the place. It's a cloudy city. It happens. All we need to do, hear me out here, what if we launched a satellite that hovered below the clouds? Think about it, or don't, because it doesn't, how would it be in orbit if it's inside of the, look, don't worry about it, okay? There's, top minds are working on it right now. Please, progress, a map, anything, Bueller, etc., etc. I want to see this item room, and I want to meet that dad. as Austin would say. You know what's weird about Tammy said, it's not car battery, but, you know, booster cables. That's it, jumper cables. When you get it, you're like, I don't want to use it because there's only one enemy left. But if you shoot the enemy, you know you're going to earn a charge anyway. So, like, some of the time, booster cables feels real nice. You're like, that's extra damage I wouldn't have had. But some of the time, you're like, can I just refund that? Can I defer my payment? It's like having, you know, a birthday drink at Starbucks, but all you want is a tall pike, you know? For those of you who don't. This is the footnotes of the joke, like Rap Genius. For those of you who don't go to Starbucks, pike is a form of drip coffee that they serve at all locations, and it's drip coffee is probably the cheapest thing on the menu there next to, hey, could I get a glass of water for free? Which you definitely can, legally speaking. Okay. Is that a tinted rock? Kind of thought I saw a rock tinted over there. Don't you dare. Not a rock tinted. Well, down here they're not tinted rocks anyway. They're X rocks. Just trying to make it work with an exhibit song, but it just didn't work. I got to level with you. And I got to level with you again. I'm glad we've already had the Bible. And disregard. I'm no longer upset because the Seraphim transformation, while not necessarily, you know, like game winning, I don't think it's bad. We have the wafer on this run as well. Don't forget about that. But I was a little disappointed to see Rosary there, which doesn't provide us with much of a benefit. Sorry, I just dropped my my ergonomic wrist protector onto the ground. Oh, my repetitive stress injury. I shouldn't joke about that, dude. I gotta start taking my streaming environment more seriously. I'm not like sitting on a dining room chair anymore like I was for years. You know, but let's just level with you. I got the race car. Like every other streamer. I got the race car, and it's time for me to graduate from the race car, you know? It's fine. It's comfortable. And it was a gift. So I couldn't be rude to it even if I wanted to be, and it served me very well. But it's time to get a Herman Miller or something in that. I need to get a more ergonomic setup, you know, avoid the... It's not a tough job. It's not like working in a foundry. It's not like I'm getting a pockmarked face from, you know, molten tin in the forge popping up or something like that, but it's time. I've decided this YouTube Twitch thing, it's not going to be like a flash in the pan. Might be doing it for a couple of years, hopefully, so... Gotta invest in an adult chair that doesn't look like a 9-year-old's bed. No offense meant to DX Racer, but like... You know. I feel like my chair is not on brand with the rest of my life. Like, I see some other streamers, they're driving like brand new white BMWs with race car seats. They got DX Racers in their car. And I'm like, this chair is for you. I drive a, you know, I'm not ashamed of it at all, except for the fact that the car is kind of poorly made. No offense, you know, to other people who own it. I drive a 3-year-old Ford Focus. It does have leather. I sprung for the leather. I think it might be synthetic leather, you know. Help? Oh, thank God. But it's, you know, it's not a race car chair. It's just a normal chair. That's more along. I need the Ford Focus of chairs, which I think might be. I don't know. Is the Herman Miller the Ford Focus? That might be like the Rolls Royce of chairs, but you know, the chairs tend to be less expensive than cars, so it's kind of like it'll work. Excuse me? Don't squander this situation right here. You're in a great spot. You're gonna get a deal with the devil, in all likelihood. That felt great. You're gonna get a deal with the devil in all likelihood. What are you doing? Why are you making that noise? Stop that. All you need to do is not take damage. And I'll even forgive damage. It's just dumb damage. You know, I want to get sponsorship offers. I need to, like, and this is like only 50% a joke. I know I'm saying like too much here, okay? I might pretend to be 30, but in my heart I'm a 13-year-old co-star of Alicia Silverstone in Clueless. So many of the sponsorships in the video gaming industry don't make sense as, you know, someone who's getting up into adulthood. I'm not, people use adulthood as a 4-letter word as if it's like some kind of, it's something to be ashamed of, like, oh, you're letting your inner child die. No, 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 you're just accepting there's freedom and responsibility. It's a very groovy combination. I can't, you know, be out there promoting fuel for gamers. It's just not on brand. I don't drink fuel for gamers. I don't need a nootropic stack. I go to night class, okay? Like, I got my brain's under control, despite what you might think from watching these videos. You know, I gotta start promoting the, like, there's a huge hole in the market, I think. I need, like, a video game sponsorship for, like, socks. I'm like, hey, promote me. Everybody out there needs socks. If you're here, I'll give you my pitch right now. You, a man, look into your drawer. How many socks are in there that you're proud of? You know you hate buying socks. Who doesn't hate buying socks? You know what would make buying socks easier? Socks.com, code Northernlion, 50% off your first order. You can get 1 pair, you can get 2 pairs. You always need a new pair of socks. I buy socks every year, I still need more socks. They get holes in them. They get worn out from the high-octane life of a professional gamer. Just go buy some socks. Socks.com. How many did I just sell right there? Be honest. Probably like 600 pairs. And 3 copies of the 3 EPs by the Beta Band. Yo, let's actually go. Yes. Yes. No. No. That one's not worth it. It's actually fairly tempting to fight Hush. For, like, strategic reasons. I know it never happens, but, like, I genuinely believe it here. First off, we're gonna pick up a couple items. There's one. God's Flesh is pretty bad. We probably should have gone Mystery Sack, but I saw the transformation in my head and I just went, that's for us. Take Deep Pockets. We have 4 keys. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. We haven't improved ourselves too much, but Beelzebub is helpful for some enemies, at least. Lover's card. Shouldn't have used it. I don't know why I thought that was a smart idea there. And now it's very simple. The whole reason we came down here and thought that it's acceptable to fight Hush is because, oh, he's creating flies that work for us as well. Is because, you know, once we kill this guy, all we gotta do is hit the Hush with Chaos, and all the items we got were essentially free. Ruka. Like, is there ever a sponsorship for, like, Brita? I'm not talking about, you know, from, Community. I'm talking about the water filter. I can get up there and you know, I'm not necessarily a bastion of health, but I can get up there and I can be like, hey, buy a Brita filter. You're not drinking enough water. Don't sit there and lecture me, oh, you don't need 8 glasses of water. That's just the water board trying to get you to spend an extra 10 cents a month. Just go drink some water. Your parents are worried about you, okay? Drink some water. Apparently that's how all of my ad pitches work. I just, I go, come on. Meet me in the middle here. Buy this thing. I'm telling you, dude. As the streaming side of the industry, I don't want to say grows up, because that has, like, negative connotations. As it gets older, I think we're going to see more stuff like that. Right now, there's a lot of, like, hey kid, you want to get a faster reaction time in Call of Duty? Put these grips on your controller and you got a competitive advantage. And there's something for that. But whenever I watch Twitch, I'm... Hello? Oh, what the heck? That was spooky, dude. Whenever I watch Twitch, I'm like, these people need an ad for, like, fruit. And I don't mean that in a negative way. If I was watching Austin stream and he's like, check it out, dude. Eat apples. You're probably not getting enough minerals and vitamins. You know, we spend a lot of time sitting on our butts, getting a 14 KDR in Fortnite. Just go to your grocery store and buy some apples. Eat them and feel a little bit better. Apples. I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna get some apples next time I go to the grocery store. This guy's right. He and I can relate to each other. And he's not telling a lie, certainly. I could use some more apples in my diet. I want to keep the doctor away. When the doctor's away, the apples will play. You know what they say. We only have one Guppy item. Because I didn't want to take Guppy's tail. So, we got like a little Ashton Kutcher style butterfly effect. Do we even want to go to the cursed room now? I'm gonna say yes. It's a small ask. It's a small ask. Excuse me. Your head was all the way up. Get me out of here. Another good run. I told you, dude, we don't lose in Isaac anymore. Might have looked a little sketch for a minute there. Everyone, did they look at this job, they think it's all race card chairs and G Fuel. Nah, dude. Well, at PAX, maybe. Maybe this makes me like a self-hating gamer. But even if I'm a gamer, I don't want to drink fuel for gamers. I want to drink like athlete fuel. It's like if they cost the same, I'd rather fill up my car with amazing gasoline than fill it up with like something that gives me the power to sit on my butt. I'm not saying, by the way, it doesn't take energy to be a good gamer. I think that's a very antiquated way to look at things, you know? Your brain's running overtime. It's doing volumetric raycasting and calculations. Right? Oh, and then I'm gonna jump in. It's a complex problem-solving algorithm to be, you know, good at competitive video games. I'm just saying, if I was the CEO of G Fuel, I would have called it like football fuel, and then been like, by the way, for gamers, gives you a nice little brain juice. Or maybe that's why I'm not the CEO of G Fuel. Didn't think about it. On the chest. I'm just begging you a little bit more offensive juice. You have burned me. You have broken me body and soul here. I'm gonna stick with Tammy's head. And I'm gonna... I mean, we're probably fine. This run was like bad, good, and then finished like squarely in the average camp. Certainly, I don't want to be the kind of guy to complain about having a run where, you know, we got 2 all-stats upgrades before our first deal with the devil even showed up. Couple of decent deals with the devil as well, but a little bit on the light side for hurting power as we got towards the end. But you know what? We're going to have to learn how to deal with average runs if we're never going to lose again. In fact, it's like the most common run you'd expect to find. We're going to have to learn to deal with below average runs, unless... Wouldn't it be amazing if I could just never get a low average or below average run again? That'd be cool. It's like, what if I just never made another mistake playing Isaac? Hadn't thought about that. It's a very tempting offer. Cricket's body? Just Cricket's body. Not getting Cricket's... Oh! Give me Spun. You are the lowest HP individual, and as a result, you annoy me. Temperance has a certain temptation here, and that pun, like, intended after the fact. But I don't really want to play it. I just don't like... I mean, I guess we could, if you really want me to, but, like... It's not... There you go. Amazing. Please, not 4 mini-bosses. That's I can live with this. You can argue till the cows come home that this run's not actually bad. It's not really that I, like, supremely disagree with you. It's just that I think the proof's in the pudding. You know, we're not killing enemies fast enough to be super excited. So we're finishing... It was like a grimace... a smile, and then like a contented nod or something like that. That's what this run sounds like to me. Grimace, smile, contented nod. It's also the steps of my favorite dance, the millennial. Nothing. Please, no. Stay back. Away! Man, you are supremely annoying. I can't believe. Thank God for the wafer is what I was trying to frame there 12 different ways. But without the wafer, this becomes a much more nightmarish situation. Grab it. Maybe you'll get a luck upgrade out of that at some point. Please. I wish to not fight you. I'm a hustler, baby. I just want you to know. Is that the name of a rap album yet? I'm a hustler, not a fighter. That sounds like a 2001 era album. If you weren't there, don't deny it. You don't know, okay? Can't believe we didn't get hit there. Just one single item on the chest is all I request, Loveless. I gotta hit them with 6 Tammy's heads to start, like, breaking through the armor. It's not enough. That's it. Okay, I won't complain any longer. You've done a very good thing. Is it an amazing item? No, but it's a little serotonin hit up in the old cranium. So, look at that. See, I feel so much better now. Number 2 for free bombs. You are actually too kind. Genuinely the nicest chest we've had in, well, one run. Let's go. Gotta be getting close to this. Gotta be getting close to the final dead end was what I was gonna say. Why, you thought I was gonna say, like, close to the boss? Don't be ridiculous. Obviously, that's, like, implausible. Alges? Degas. Okay. We're really doing this, huh? We're doing the whole floor. Please, stay back. Away, foul beast. We will still surmount the run. You know what you're watching right now? You're watching the death throes of the Isaac Republic. DAE, Dan Carlin. This run thinks it has, like, any chance to stop me. It doesn't. It just, like, this is it raging against that good knight. And, it, you know, I don't disrespect it. It should not go gentle into that good knight. Just like that famous Papa Roach song. At the same time, it should also accept, like the famous Star Wars phrase, resistance is futile. So the more you rage against the machine, the more the machine learns and uses its Google DeepMind algorithm to find ways to beat you at your own game. So, like, really, you're just strengthening me by making me angry and motivated. You might be saying, NL, you're talking nonsense right now. What are you even talking about? I know I'm talking nonsense right now. It's because game's not giving us any sense to nom on. That didn't really make any sense to begin with. Okay, get crapped on. You're dead. I get a chest. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. It's the boss fight. If you take 2 perks pills, every time you get hit, it should refill your health to maximum. That might be a little biased. But I'm just saying. If you agree with me and my other Isaac complaints, you better agree with me now. That's the way this works. Is compromise. Excuse me? Anyway. Oh, not that good. Okay. So we're gonna pop both perks for no reason. And we're gonna get up in there. Not at all being squandered. It's being expedited. 2 very different concepts. Extremely acceptable collateral damage. This run, I'm gonna put it in the books as an average. Did okay. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.